the modern man tutorial. Don't do stuff for booty. Do stuff because of booty. Right. So the basic idea is that um, don't do things for the ladies. You know, offer to pay for something, to buy or something, this that. They're like trying to be nice. Not saying that being nice is not a good thing. I'm just saying it's like don't do things right with the intention of sex, right? Because so far a lot of the ladies out here are saying that guys doing stuff for them doesn't equate to them getting booty, or they're not entitled to my body just because they did stuff for me. All right, fair is fair. That's what they're saying. All right, let's go with that. So that means, right? They're telling you what they want you to do for the booty is, right, not do stuff for the purpose of getting booty, because you're not getting booty points. They don't see it the way we see it, right? You see that you're being a good guy, good person, that would equate to them, liking you, and if they like you, obviously that could lead to feelings, romantic feelings, sexual feelings, and then sex, right? That's how we guys on this side. That's how we view it. We view it as, the more she likes us, the more likely she'll fuck us. But that's not how they equate it, because for them, they use different things. They have a different point system. Let's put it that way. They have a different point system for giving you the booty that's different from ours. So we can't assume that everything we're doing equals booty, right? Even though that's our goal, right? Typically, right, is to get the booty. We're not accumulating booty points through our own viewpoint. You got to understand that the booty points you earn is through her criteria. So every chick is different, obviously, right? Every woman is different on what their booty points system is. What they. That's why, you see, I hear online a lot of guys complaining that, women be out here be like, I was gonna say, losing thought, be complaining that they have different criterias. Damn, I forgot what it was. Damn, I lost track. Give me a second. All right, now I remember. Guys be going out there online, be complaining about how, oh, you gave it to the last guy for free, but why do I gotta pay, right? Why do I gotta do more than the last guy? Blah blah blah. And there's a whole thing for that. It's a whole fucking down instead of fucking up thing, and that's for another topic. But the point is the fact is like, a lot of guys complain. It's like, damn, there was a guy who was broke and he got booty. I got money, but I don't get booty, and the list goes on and on. Right? That guy was short. I'm tall, but I don't get booty. It's like that don't make no sense. I'm tall. She likes tall guys, but a short guy got to get booty, and I didn't. So it's like, that constant thing that I hear online, and just like I hear stories about guys flying chicks to certain locations with the intention of sex, but then don't get the sex, and that becomes an issue, which means he didn't secure the booty, right? And another thing, I want to point out is that you are not supposed to offer that deal, as it were, right? You don't offer to fly her for booty. She offers you booty for the flight, right? For the ticket, and you're supposed to collect, right? Make sure you collect, and then reward. So get the booty, then you can fly her to wherever she wants to go, right? Because logically, right? Instead of flying her to you so you can get booty, you should fly to her to get booty, right? So, especially if booty is the thing, right? Now another possibility, right, would be a two-way flight, right, where you fly to her, get the booty, and then fly wherever y'all gonna go. Let's say this is, if you're flying. I'm just saying, just be more logical, because it's just weird to be hearing guys flying chicks to their location so they can, get some booty, but they didn't guarantee it, and then they get into an issue where, they paid money for nothing. Me personally, I wouldn't pay to fly them. right? I'll either probably go half, right? Get a discount, right? First I get a discount on the flight, right? Make sure that the flight's cheap already. Then have them pay for at least half, right? Put some skin in the game, right? They pay half, I pay the other half, right? Let's say hypothetically the flight was like $200. I can get it for like $100. So then she puts up 50, I put 50 as a hypothetical, right? And let's say the 50 that I put up is not even 50 from cash, right? It could just be straight up mileage points. So that's another thing. If I, especially if I'm already traveling and I'm already getting travelers points, I might, I'll use some of them to, fly some chicks here and there. But I'm not going to use up my hard-earned money, right? I'm not going to bust my ass, working, stacking paper just to fly a check and then, not get what I paid for, right? Which was some quality time. So just, be logical. Now, me, I don't worry about those type of situations. Because, like I said, they're supposed to offer it, right? They're the ones responsible for sex. So, I mean, I don't pull chicks pull me type of situations. Like, they come to me because they're interested in me. They make offers to me, not the other way around. Just like I've had multiple times, women, pay for things, food and whatnot, which is always appreciated, among other things. So, which lets me know they appreciate me if they're, if they're spending money on me, and that's always a indicator. How much respect a woman has for you is that she's willing to spend money on you. Because the less she respects you, right, she's more likely to just be like, all right, I just use them for his wallet and that's it. So, like I was saying, you want to make it easier on yourself, trying to avoid any situations where they don't feel obligated, right, to do anything for you after you already did something for them, right? Something that's always been said about men, right, is, we're men of our word, right? It's always important to be a man of your word, right? So if we make promises, we got to keep them, and so forth and so forth. Essentially, verbal contracts, essentially, that we have as men, as part of our culture as men, right, is be men of our word. So if we make a promise, we should try not to break it, right? Same goes for, in relationships with women. The issue is that, well, there's less women than there used to be. Women obviously always do fulfill their end of certain situations, certain verbal contracts, certain social contracts, whatever you want to call it, or a mutual agreement, right? But in this day and age, females, right, they will, try to make any excuse to give you nothing for something, which is unfortunate. Because they wouldn't like it if we did it to them, right? So they won't like it if we got booty but didn't give them anything in return, right? Gave them no love, no respect, right? No loyalty, right? No relationship, no money. That tends to be a thing, right? It's a big deal for them, so they want to make sure they get something. They want to benefit from any interaction they have with a guy. And all I'm saying about being, fair is fair, right? They want stuff from us, we want stuff from them. So it's all about trading these things that we have to offer, and right, make it fair. But to be on the safe side, guys, obviously you gotta offer afterwards. So instead of being like the way it used to be, where you make an offer, she makes an offer, right? Y'all mutually agree to the terms of whatever agreement you're agreeing on, like 2 dates and then we'll see what happens type shit, right? But Now it's more of a reward system. Kind of like the way it would be a job, right? They do a job, you pay them, right? They do a job, you pay them. So if they spend time with you, reward them with something, whatever it is, right? You know, um, because I mentioned this before, is like they treat sex as a reward, right? Not their goal. Their goal is not to have sex with you. Their goal is to get your attention, your time, your money, right? Because they want experiences, they want to have fun, they want to live their best life type thing, and during the process, they'll reward you with sex. That's how they see it. They see it as them, thanking you for everything else, right? Which is, kind of a little bit ironic because, they do benefit from sex too. Sex benefits both people involved, but they don't see it that way. From what I've seen, they see it's more of like a reward. Now, that's what I've seen, for other people's situations. For me, it tends to be different because I have to usually vet the ladies if, it's like, oh, you only want sex from me. So you just, I'm gonna say it that way. Oh, so I'm just a sex object. So you don't care about, my opinions or my life story or anything like that. You don't even want to be my girlfriend. You just want me to smash. You just want dick. Okay. If I'm okay with it, then I'm okay with it. But if I'm in a situation where it's like, yeah, I'm not interested, because sometimes a chick shows interest in me, and it's like, they're cute. I'll give you a shot. Let's see, if we're compatible. If we get along, and then if it leads to sex, it leads to sex. But a lot of times they're not interested in getting along, and whatnot. What they want is sex. Is like, oh, okay, so that's all you want. And since that's not my initial intention was sex, if it was, then it'd be different. Then we're both on agreement, right? I want sex, you want sex, all right, fine, we'll have sex. But since I actually wanted to, try out the whole relationship thing with you, but all you want is sex, is like, okay, well, there's a conflict of interest because, I might not, I might not find you that attractive. Like, obviously if your personality is really good and then I, decide to be like, all right, well, we get along and you're a good person, blah, blah, this, that, and third, then it's like, all right, obviously I'm not going to be an asshole and not give you dick if you're a good, decent woman. But my goal wasn't that. So then I end up in the scenario where it's like, yeah, I'm giving you dick as a reward for being a decent woman, because your personality and whatnot. So I tend to a lot of times, go personality first, sex secondarily. I mean, it works best for me because of my situation, right? Women approach me, so me putting sex not top priority, putting it secondarily, and putting like getting to know them first. So getting to know them, then sex, right? So kind of like a vetting process. A way of looking at it is, if I'm interviewing somebody for a job, I'm not going to give them 2 weeks paycheck before they do the job, right? I'm going to interview them, get to know them, get to see if they're a good fit for the job, then hire them, right? Then they do the job, and they prove to me that they, live up to their, reputation, right? To the skills that I'm looking for. Then I pay them, right? Logic. That's how you do business. So when I do relationship, it's in the same category. That's why it's like I don't pull women; they pull me. As in, they gotta impress me. They gotta come to me and show me the resume, basically, right? Bring stuff to the table so I can vet them, right? So I can judge if it's worth my time to get to talk to them, get to know them, sex with them, the usual. So I gotta see, I do things differently. I always had standards, right? So I learned from the best, from all the other guys that epically failed, when they put sex first. I learned real quick. There's like, yeah, I should put getting to know them first, right? Listening to them. Because the thing is, I hear, okay, so a little story, right? I hear, like, I'll see you know, like one of my friends, right? He tries to, talk to a chick, and then it doesn't work out, right? So he fails, right? He gets rejected. But then I do end up, hearing and speaking with the girl that, that rejected him, and then hear, her point of view, right? Whether I overhear, because maybe, this is a long time ago when I was young, in the cafeteria at lunchtime, right? I might hear them, her talking to one of her, female friends, right? And then she just talks, and they're talking about boys, how girls are, right? They talk about boys just like boys talk about girls, right? So then they talk about, oh yeah, this guy, blah, 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 this, that, third. And, I hear, I'm like, I know who she's talking about because that's one of my friends. That's one of my classmates or whatever, right? One of my homies, whatever. It's like, I know who she's talking about, and this is what she thinks. So now I know both sides. I know her story, right, and his story, because I'm cool with him. So of course he's gonna tell me, what happened when he tried to approach and whatnot, and her point of view. So it's important to know both sides of the story, right? So since I know both of the sides of the story, I'm like, okay, I know where he went wrong, you know. And sometimes the girls aren't interested. Usually they have nice things to say, like, oh yeah, he's cute, but certain things like, he doesn't play on the basketball team. I like guys who play on the basketball team, and blah blah blah. Or he seemed a little too shy for me, but little things like that. It's like, oh okay, so those are small little details. He didn't talk as much, or he didn't ask her enough questions. Like, he was too busy talking about himself and talking about whatever he wanted to talk about, instead of like asking her questions to try to get to know her. So that'd be an issue. So that's why it's like I said, I learn from other guys' mistakes. I learn from other people's mistakes in general, but I definitely learn from other guys' mistakes of what they did wrong when they talked to girls. So then of course I talk to the ladies, and I practice. That's the thing, I practice. Whenever there's a female around me, I practice. You know, I practice just talking, as platonic friends, right? I practice just talking with no, trying to flirt and whatnot. I try to just talk regular, like basic chit chat, right? Treat them like human beings, like you should. And then when it seems comfortable, they seem a little, friendly. They seem less, um, like if they give me the impression that, I could, give them a compliment on their appearance, then I would, give them a compliment on their appearance, and see, see how it lands, right? See if it, see if they get offended. If they get offended, then I could retract them, like, sorry, or I just make a joke or something, try to deflect it and try to make it less awkward, like, it's like, oop, I misread the situation. And that's the thing, practice makes perfect. So you want to get into the habit of, getting better at, knowing when it's the best time to, uh, escalate or elevate, goes from, just friendly conversation to flirting conversation to sexual conversation. And typically you want them to be the one who initiate the sex talk. Um, I've had a lot of funny scenarios where, a chick would just, like bring up sex or something, and, we'll be talking for like 30 minutes, and I'm like, we're really talking about sex, and right now we're talking about the size of my eggplant, right? Like, it's like, why are we talking about my, the size? It's like they always try, I don't mind. I'm not saying I have an issue with these conversations. It's just kind of funny how they'll ask like a simple question. Maybe it could be like, it could have been innocent. Like, it could have been like something science related. Like, oh, like maybe they made a statement where they were like talking about like, oh, I heard that, oh yeah, an example. There was a chick that was like, what was it? It was about something about aphrodisiac. What was it? It was some fruit. Some fruit is an aphrodisiac or some shit like that. Or maybe she made a reference to like oyster being an aphrodisiac. So it just, obviously it was just something that had to do with like sex, and, one thing led to another. I mean, I've had a scenario where a chick was just talking about, she needed, she ran out of tampons, and then we ended up talking about like missionary, and reverse cowgirl is like, whoa, this conversation started off with you running out of tampon to, you know, our preferred sex position, which, you know, it's not a normal conversation to have, but okay. But I'm used to it. I mean, that's the thing, is like, that's my life, right? And some guys out there, y'all know what I'm talking about. Y'all go through the same thing, right? So point is that get better at talking to the ladies, secure the booty, right? Just like chicks out here talking about securing the bag, y'all gotta secure the booty, right? They want your bag, you want that ass. So secure the ass, then, you know, let them get the bag, right? Don't do it in reverse. Don't let them get the bag and then you don't get to grab the booty, right? You know, be smart, right? Guys are problem solvers, so hopefully this helps you guys out, and, you know, till next time.